Well before Walter White,
I am the danger.
aliens bent on world domination, and the Duke himself were making movies in New Mexico,
Come with grit teeth. Because, gentlemen, that's when school really begins.
Thomas Edison's company brought the emerging technology of motion pictures through the Isla de Pueblo, capturing what is widely regarded as the first film shot in the state, an actuary or documentary called Isla Day School. The clip runs less than a minute, but its impact on what would eventually become a multi-million-dollar industry for the state is immeasurable.
Silent films were what I consider one of the main times of filmmaking in New Mexico.
Filmed in 1897, it kicked off the silent era of cinema in the Land of Enchantment. Between the years of 1908 to 1929, approximately 60 movies were made here, many of them by Romaine Fielding, who is considered the father of filmmaking in New Mexico. Fielding brought the base of his operations to Las Vegas, occupying the now famous Plaza Hotel. He brought top talent from the coasts to New Mexico, a practice still employed today to make movies. Sadly, however, the bulk of his work was lost to a studio fire in 1914.
Film at that time, being with nitrates, was extremely flammable, which caused a lot of theater fires as the years went by too.
But the floodgates were open for film throughout the state, with such high-profile names as Tom Mix, Mary Pickford, and the controversial director of Birth of a Nation, D.W. Griffith, all shooting here. The addition of sound in the late 1920s changed the way movies were made. The spectacle of cinema grew, as did the roster of stars working in the state. Lionel Barrymore and an up-and-comer named Ronald Reagan shot The Bad Man here.
It was a pretty busy time because there was a new concept. Films were a new concept then.
Deborah Kerr, Bob Hope, Errol Flynn, Jimmy Stewart, and even Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis all called the state home during production. And in 1968, a spaghetti western star named Clint Eastwood brought the first big-budget film to southern New Mexico with Hang 'em High.
You hang a man, you better look at him.
The late 1960s were revolutionary for many reasons. The counterculture indie feature Easy Rider, partially shot in New Mexico, was released, and newly elected Governor Dave Cargo's cabinet set up the nation's first film office, recognizing the financial potential the industry could provide to the economy.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
The 80s and 90s saw the resurgence of Billy the Kid with Young Guns and Young Guns 2, shooting throughout locations in northern New Mexico. And Robert Redford's Milagro Beanfield War, inducted into the New Mexico Film and Television Hall of Fame in 2018, was shot in Truchas, Santa Fe, and Espanola. While the film reportedly lost money at the box office, it has become a cult favorite for New Mexicans.
So New Mexico, it's like they pinpoint everything from names to beans to trucks to you name it.
Then in 2002, the game changed completely. Legislators introduced New Mexico's tax incentive, which offered a 25% rebate on taxable expenses directly related to filming. Scores of movies and TV shows started working here, with notables like 3:10 to Yuma, The Book of Eli, and The Avengers all taking advantage of the policy.
But after Breaking Bad and the success of Breaking Bad, things just really went through the roof because they really used New Mexico as New Mexico.
Thus far, Berg estimates the total number of films shot in New Mexico is around 830. And the good news is, that number continues to grow.